Let's try an exercise. In La La Land, Mia and Sebastian talk about their passions, acting, and music, and the scene ends when Mia says,
I hate jazz. Are you okay?
What do you mean you hate jazz?
Just means that when I listen to it, I don't like it.
Yeah, but it's such a blanket statement you don't like jazz. What are you doing right now?
Nothing.
but there's something strange about this shot. Do you see it? In the rest of the scene, Mia's hair is parted to the left and her purse is hanging on her left shoulder. But in this last shot, her hair is parted to the right and her purse is hanging on her right shoulder. It's flipped. Flipping a shot is obviously weird. Letters are backwards, orientation is swapped, like shirts are buttoned the wrong way or cars are on the wrong side of the road. Even a shot with no specific signifiers can look different because nothing is completely symmetrical, even if it's subconscious. For example, in an episode of House, Dr. House has an extended dream sequence, but he doesn't know he's dreaming yet. Except one scene has been flipped. Numbers are backwards, everyone's hair is parted the opposite way. Even facial features seem a little crooked. So you may not know why, but your defenses are warning you, something's wrong here. But that's artistic. Usually flipping a shot is a last resort to fix a problem. Actually, the real problem is Sebastian's cream-colored shirt, but I'm just going to ignore that one. Maybe there was a problem on set. Sometimes physical limitations prevent a filmmaker from executing the scene like it's supposed to be.
This shot and the one before, yes, they're flipped. Yes, is the left hand of Doom for those two shots.
Oh, I didn't. You know, I did. Someone mentioned that to me, and I have yet to catch that.
Well, you know what it is in reality, the way the sets were built, spatially, we couldn't do it, so we flipped them.
The trees are speaking to each other.
Or maybe the problem is created in editing. The production shoots a lot of different coverage on the day, but the editor has to piece it all together and make it make sense.
It's weird because you shoot a scene a particular way, and then when you're cutting it, you suddenly, instead of the actor looking out to the left, you want them looking out to the right.
Oh, it's flipped there.
Oh, there you go.
It's an Elvish brooch.
It's magic.
It is. What do you want?
Do you want continuity?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
These are both screen direction problems, and ultimately the filmmakers are breaking one rule to preserve the 180-degree rule, which is a shooting and editing principle. It establishes an imaginary line between two or more characters, and if every shot is on the same side of the line, then the cuts will feel natural. It helps maintain spatial awareness, so no matter what angle you're looking at, the characters will be looking in the same direction. The audience understands where everyone is and what they're looking at across multiple shots. But if the rule is broken and the editor cuts from one side of the axis to the other, and God forbid back and forth, that's going to feel jarring. Suddenly characters look like they're teleporting, or it's hard to figure out where people are or what they're looking at. The audience has to readjust to the same space. Of course, great filmmakers can do that deliberately. Maybe they want to be jarring.
What about the power cut?
Sorry?
The power cut. It's the only part that I couldn't see. Cameras fail, I lose audio. It works.
Maybe their editing is so smooth that they can get away with it.
Show me.
But usually it's helpful to stay on the same side, especially in a film like La La Land, which is an homage to classic filmmaking techniques. But most of this scene crosses the line anyway, it just does it naturally. The shots are perpendicular to the axis, same distance front to back, so we obviously know that the characters aren't teleporting, we're just looking at a new angle. Their positions in space are totally clear. But if you were to cut from one of these perpendicular shots to a side angle, then it should be on the same side of the line. And here's the problem. When it cuts from their backs to a close-up on Mia, they clearly didn't have a shot of her that was on that side, and that's why it's been flipped. So in shot 1, she's looking to the left, and because they flipped shot 2, she's still looking to the left. Screen direction is preserved. Or is it? So here's the scene both ways. Their version, which was flipped,
What are you doing right now?
Nothing.
and my version with the correct orientation.
What are you doing right now?
Nothing.
Ideally, they should have used an angle that was on the same side of the axis. But I'm not going to play the blame game. Maybe there were production problems. Maybe this was Emma Stone's best take. Maybe every other shot burned in a fire and this was the only one that survived. I don't know, I wasn't there. But since it was flipped, something was missing, and Tom Cross is a great editor, so it wasn't arbitrary.
And the Oscar goes to...
Tom Cross, Whiplash.
Actually, it's possible that this situation was created in editing. Sometimes editors make sacrifices for better cuts elsewhere. It's a whole interlinking process. One decision affects the rest. In a perfect world, yeah, the production would shoot every conceivable angle, and they'd have infinite options to choose from in the editing room. But that's a waste of resources, so shots are chosen based on assumptions. What is the final film supposed to look like? So here's my theory. They shot the dialogue behind them, then they shot the dialogue in front of them, then they decided to grab some close-ups and they assumed they would end the scene on their front and cut to an angle on the same side. But uh-oh, they got into the editing room and they realized that this scene works much better if it ends on their backs.
I hate jazz. Are you okay?
This cut is so good. Mia's blasphemy changes the filmmaking. I Hate Jazz is so offensive that Sebastian stops dead in his tracks in disbelief. And this cut conveys that emotion so well. But that's not what they planned for on the day, and now the close-up is on the wrong side, and Tom Cross refused to Tom Cross the axis. With enough time and money, this could be fixed with reshoots. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you start putting it together. Reshoots get a bad reputation when studios make horrible script changes.
Oh, something is definitely bleeding.
But it can be a normal part of the process just to fix unexpected mistakes, like eye lines and screen direction. But look, huge blockbusters get this wrong all the time. Suddenly the lighting doesn't match, or one shot is on a green screen, or the actors moved on to other projects and changed their appearance, so now they're wearing the worst wig in all of human creation. And that could have happened on La La Land. Emma Stone changed her hair color after they finished filming, but they needed more footage during post-production.
So the wide shot of her walking down the street was shot, back in the original sort of September-October window that we shot the movie in, and then the close-up of her on the phone was shot a year later. And her hair was a different color and all this stuff, so we had to put a wig on, and then it looked like a wig, and the color was different, so we had to color correct it to do this and that, and we thought we would never get away with it, and
All right, bye.
but I think we get away with it somehow.
I think they get away with it because this scene is at night. But that's not going to fly in broad daylight. So either there was a problem on set, or they edited themselves into a corner, and there was no way to reshoot this one shot, so they had to make a choice. Intellectually, I can see why they flipped it. Their version has a much smoother transition between the two angles, but obviously everything is flipped, so that's weird. Essentially, it's about your priorities. Do you want a natural change in space, or do you want the correct orientation? And how much can you get away with? I think this trick is useful because there are plenty of examples that I've never noticed. If it works, it works.
That malfunctioning little twerp. This is all his fault. He tricked me into going this way, but he'll do no better.
But in this case, I'm going to have to go with my version, unflipped. Even though Mia's eye line changes left and then right, her body stays in the same direction, left and then left again. The flipped version preserves the eye line and the camera move feels natural, but it's still off because her body changes directions. I'll give them credit though, they end the first shot as soon as her body pivots forward a little. That helps, but it's still a mess. If crossing the line is a great storytelling moment, then this can be too. In this close-up, Mia decides to keep hanging out with Sebastian. So if jumping to the back means tension, then jumping to the front means relief. Now it's an artistic choice. That's how I would defend my line jumping. Only film enthusiasts would notice anyway, but average audiences might notice if something is backwards. And who are movies really for? I like this exercise because it shows that even the best of the best make mistakes, and creative projects can still thrive. But it also shows how much filmmakers can overthink a problem. So what's it gonna be? To flip or not to flip?